Hi everyone, today in my video I would be teaching about the covalent bonds. So, what do we understand by covalent bonds? We all know that whenever two atoms they combine, they either form an electrovalent bond or they form a covalent bond. They form an electrovalent bond when they actually transfer the electrons and the charges are generated, a positive and a negative. But in covalent bonds, nothing like so happens. Basically, the atoms share their electrons. Let's take the example of carbon. We all know that carbon is tetravalent, which means that it has 4 as its valency. And because it has 4 as its valency, it has 4 free electrons which can combine with any atoms. So let's take example of the first compound I've written here. It's a carbon compound that is called methane. So if we take a closer look to it, we can see that there is one carbon atom having 4 valence electrons which have combined with 4 hydrogens having 1 valence electrons. In this way, hydrogen is completing its duplet, this and carbon is completing its octet, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In this way, in the sharing of electrons, both the elements complete their octets and duplets by sharing. Now, let us understand the types of covalent bonds. So, we have 3 different types of bonds. The first is the single covalent bond, then the double covalent bond, and then the triple covalent bond. If I talk about the single covalent bond, we have many examples like methane, ethane, propane. For double covalent bonds, we have oxygen, ethene, propene. And for triple bonds, we have nitrogen, ethine, butane. Let's understand what do we mean by single bond, double and triple bonds. So here I have an example of a single bond. Here we can see that we have 2 carbon atoms here with us. 2 carbon atoms. And here they are sharing only one pair of electrons. Basically, the bond which we are talking about here refers to the bond between 2 carbon atoms. So here we have 2 carbon atoms and they are forming a single bond. How? Because here we have 1 electron from this carbon and 1 electron from this carbon, which makes it a one pair of electron being shared between the 2 carbons, because rest of the electrons are getting shared by hydrogen. So here we can say that a single bond is formed, and this is known as ethane. Next we have is double bond. Let's understand the double bond through the example of ethene. So this is an example. This is an example of ethene, the structural formula of ethene. So here we can see that 2 electrons are shared by this carbon atom and 2 electrons are shared by this carbon atom. In total, 4 electrons are shared by both the carbon atoms, which means there are 2 pairs. One pair is this and one pair is this. Or we can say that one pair is this and one pair is this. So here we have 2 pairs, which means a double bond has occurred. And also you can see if there's a double bond, the quantity of hydrogen atoms, electrons have also reduced. In our last example, we had 6 hydrogen because only one each was involved in the bonding. But here, because 2 are involved in the bonding, we have only 2 left in the outermost shell and they have combined with hydrogen. So in total, we have 2 carbon molecules and 4 hydrogen molecules. We can also write it as carbon-carbon double bond. The two lines, they show that carbon-carbon have a double bond between them. If I draw a single line, it shows that carbon-carbon are bonded with a single bond. If I make a triple bond like so, 3 lines indicate that carbon-carbon are linked with a triple bond. Now let us move to the triple bonds. Triple bond, let's take a simple example of a nitrogen molecule. We all know that the atomic number of nitrogen is 5, which means that it has 5 electrons in its valence shell. So here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 2 nitrogen atoms combine together and they form an N2 molecule. So here 1, 2, 3 electrons of this nitrogen plus 1, 2, 3 electrons of this nitrogen bond together with a triple bond and they complete their octet. So if I take this complete circle of nitrogen after sharing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In this case, if I take this 1, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In both the cases, the octets are being complete. Hence, we can say both the nitrogen atoms are satisfied, their valencies are satisfied and they became stable. This is what was triple bond. So now how can we write nitrogen molecule? Showing that it is forming a triple bond, we can say that nitrogen, nitrogen and 3 lines, which shows that it is forming a triple bond. I hope that the video is helpful for you. If yes, do like, share and subscribe. Thank you.